Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my shop. Thought I'd make another video this week and see if I can get the camera orientation and everything right. Probably be upside down. I wanted to talk about fly presses. A lot of people are getting fly presses and I wanted to show you mine and the tooling I'm making for it. Now this is an arbor press, but it's a C frame. You see how the frame is a C? A lot of your fly presses are, the blacksmithing ones, are a C frame, and then your ram here is a big Acme thread, a real aggressive pitch, and there's a wheel on top, a flywheel, that spins around. When you spin it around, that drives down, and it creates a lot of force. Well, this is an arbor press, so you're using a handle and pulling it down, and it only goes a little bit. It's not near as powerful as one of those fly presses either. I want to show you my fly press, but it's considered an A frame or an H frame. It's a little different, and we'll take a look at that. Hold on, I'm going to move you around. Right there, let's back you up. Sorry about all that. Right there's my big arbor press. Mine has a circular wheel on top, and here's that Acme thread. Now my Acme thread is a lot, it'd be less turns per inch. It's a lot flatter. So mine doesn't go down as fast, but it creates more power. And you spin this to raise it up, and you spin it to put it down. And I was using it to bend some 90 degrees on stuff. When I got this, I took it someplace and had it sandblasted and powder coated because it was kind of rusty. It was made somewhere between, it was made before 1930. The wheel on top itself weighs 200 pounds. And this section here, without this plate, and without this section in there, when I had it all apart, blew the bearings out of one of those little carts that you buy at Harbor Freight that's supposed to handle 1,000 pounds. It blew the bearings out of one of the wheels. Now, my plate's a little different than a lot of them. It's got 5/8 threaded holes through it so I can run bolts down it to hold stuff. I'll bring you over here now. Right here you can see 3 of them. There's 4 on each side, so there's like 16 total. I made this plate here and I bolted it down and I centered it up with the ram coming down. And this has plates in it that I can change out. And I have a flat plate. I've got one with a 2-inch round hole, and I've just got different ideas for that. And up underneath here, I'll show you what I've made. I've got another one right here. This one here I made to go in the bottom, but it's basically the same thing. 2-inch diameter, 3-inch diameter, and a 1-inch hole and a nice set screw to hold my dies and stuff in. This one here I put the 2-inch round in here and then lower this ram right over this and center it up so I'm perfectly centered up with the top, and then that's when I bolt it down. That's how I help align the bottom. And then on the back side, I don't know if you can see it, I made a stop right here that I slide my piece in, and then I was bending it at that point, so I had every one of them bent the same way. Now I'm in the process of making a bunch of trammels for cooking over fire, and this is something I made. This is the first kind of part, and then I taper that out and then make a hook on the end to hang this, and punch my holes, bend the end up. This was the first step, and I did it in here with this die coming down from the top. let's go around the other side of this and we can see the tooling that I've got accumulated. I made a bunch of punch holders. It starts with a 3/8 inch, and I welded these collars onto a 1-inch rod. It goes from 1 inch to 3/4 inch clear in the back, and it goes in 1/16 inch steps. So if there's anything I want to try to punch, I got it. I made this. I dropped the 1 inch down in there, sets down here in the bottom, and then I fasten the ring on and weld it, so that kind of helps me make them all the same. Here's the flat plate that I can drop in there. Here's the 2-inch round. I've got a bunch of the set screws. I want to put these Allen head set screws in there so that the holes don't get plugged up with scale. It was a mess when I first got it. I had to run tap down through all of them. I made this plate. I can set a round, 2 rounds in there, however far apart I want them, and bend stuff, make an arc in it or something. I found a trailer hitch ball that was completely round on top. I've got all this stuff kind of greased up so it doesn't rust. So I could put that in there. It's got a 1-inch shank, so that gives me a pretty round thing to use. I found this little one the other day. It's about 1.25 inch diameter, and it'll fit in like that. I've got some of my tool holders and hammer holders that I've made and sold on my web store. I got them mounted back here so that I can store my tooling on it. I've got a couple. I got one for the top and one for the bottom. Ouch, that hurt. Large diameter. I think they're 2 3/16 or something odd like that. I got one for the top and the bottom for fullering. Yep, I'm bleeding. And I got a flatter to go in the top. Oh boy. I've got some of those 2 3/16 rounds sitting there to set in this tray with all the angle iron upside down. I've got a lot of other plates with a 1-inch square and a 1-inch round to drop in there for holding tooling or whatever. I think that's about it for right now, but there's no end to what I can make with this. I actually have on this stuff down here, I got 2 more of these and 2 more of the bottom plates with slots and the whole square hole cut in it. I was thinking about cutting one in half and mounting it back here so that I can put spring tools, or maybe mount the thing for pulling your hammer. I forget what they call them. They got the fingers and your hammer goes under it and you're punching the hammer, and then when you pull the die back or the punch back up, it keeps the hammer from following it up. Yeah, I'm bleeding all over the place. I don't know what my finger got caught on up there. It's sharp though. Well, I just thought I'd show you this big monster. They say it will press 20 ton, but I kind of have my doubts on that. But I got to learn how to use it. I haven't had it very long. That's all I got. Thanks for watching this week.